Let me make some adjustments here. I know what the problem is. A little bit. All right. What is the motherfucking deal? Welcome to the Den. The Den is a place where we talk about stuff. Now, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Welcome to the Den. If you're not familiar with the Den is a place where we can have conversation, a place where we can all share our thoughts. You know, I'll express my thoughts on a particular topic, and then, we'll open up the line. You guys can call in. And it's been really good the last few days, so definitely got to keep the flow going in the Den. Have definitely enjoyed some of the conversations that we've had, hearing the different perspectives and opinions on some of these various topics that we have we've been engaging in, man. And so we got to keep that up. Real light up. Okay, make sure everything is as it should be. All right, so here's the deal. Yeah, man, they was trying to punk me. Made me tuck my chain in. Anyway, what's the motherfucking deal? Good to see you all. I hope you all are having a wonderful evening. I hope everything is going well in your life. I hope that all of your dreams are coming true. Now, with that being said, let's talk about some shit. Let's talk about some shit. And I gotta make some adjustments on this stuff. So okay, there you go. Tonight we're gonna talk about masculinity, the deterioration of masculinity, if you will. And you say, well, what do you mean by that? What I mean is that it seems everywhere you go, everywhere you look, if you're a man, I think you notice much more. If you're not a manly man, maybe it's not a thing. And I'm not saying you got to be a fucking tree chopping, fucking tiger wrestling, motherfucker. You just normal man things are, or it seems to be all under attack. You know what I mean? Everything seems to be negative if you are a male. Hey, give me 1 second. I need to adjust something real quick. I didn't realize that. Yeah, man, we've been slowly climbing. It says 5:17, but nobody really show up. Every now and then, I think we have a new person that may show up and start participating, but it's probably me not being as consistent. There's some other things that I gotta start doing with the den. But give me 1 second. We're going to fix this little situation here. All right, there we go. Already. Ain't missed nothing yet. We just getting the party started. But again, like I said, tonight we're going to talk about, I had to go get the hat. I may be retiring this hat soon, so I'm enjoying it now. I got the fucking shit all crazy looking. It's all good. Anyway, so here is the deal. I look at it and I look around, and a second seems like everything is under attack. Shout out to Miss Heidi, because she brought up something and kind of inspired this topic. So shout out to Heidi. And the Boy Scouts, because I briefly saw it, but I really didn't look into it. But apparently they have gone bankrupt. So first I want to start thinking, well, what's up with the Boy Scouts? Why have they gone bankrupt? Because I remember, maybe around this time last year, and I should have realized, it's always about the money. It wasn't about the Boy Scouts trying to become more inclusive. They started opening up Boy Scouts to kind of like everybody. There used to be like a little stigma of, they didn't really want gays or women or anything like that. It was supposed to be for little straight dudes. And eventually what happened is they started letting them everybody in. They started saying they would let girls into Boy Scouts and all this. And I remember that the Girl Scouts were livid. They were angry. And I don't understand, hey, what's wrong with a little healthy competition? And if, Girl Scouts are the lick, then why would you even be mad about it? If girls would want to be in the Girl Scouts, why would you even be mad at the Boy Scouts? And again, it's craziness, but they were angry. A lot of moms were actually saying that they would rather put their daughters in the Boy Scouts because Boy Scouts actually went on adventures and actually did things. Mm-hmm. Girl Scouts only sold fucking cookies. So, it is what. So, it's only, like a business thing. And you wonder about that. Like, what do Girl Scouts do besides selling cookies? Oh, I'm sure there are. Pretty sure there are plenty of, whatever you want to call them, non-binary or whatever they are. I'm sure there's plenty of those on the way now. What do you say? What you got? So trade is off to saying, what's the motherfucking? Oh yeah, before I get all the way into it, man, shout out to my friends in the den. Let's see who we have joining us this evening. I was improper for that. Started getting all into the conversation. I see DeMarcus, White Persuasion, Jay Dizzle. I see Dades. I see Heidi. I see the Baker Man. All of you hopefully are having a wonderful evening. But like I said, and so it's kind of odd, but it is what it is. This isn't really about the Boy Scouts. But the Boy Scouts was kind of, I guess, a primer for manhood. I wasn't a Boy Scout. I wasn't an Eagle Scout, so it's not, any of this. But I'm just looking at more and more of these things that are deteriorating. Well, the party's over because Kenneth is here. So it was going to be good, but now Kenneth came, and so it's ruined. But no, but seriously, welcome, Jason. That's just another avenue in which young men are losing the ability to develop, their ways. And now, trust me, there was a lot of tomfoolery going on in the Boy Scouts. You know what I'm saying? Hay is for horses, better for cows. Pigs don't eat it because they don't know how. There you go, Kenneth. But again, like I say, there's just another avenue in which, young men, even from a young age, lose a platform or an arena where they can learn different tactics as far as, outdoorsmanship, but how to be outdoorsmen, how to learn skills that will help them, develop in manhood or have other abilities that you don't really learn in other places, things they don't necessarily teach you in school. And I wouldn't be surprised, I haven't checked in on schools. Do they still have shop in schools? Because I wouldn't be surprised if they're getting rid of that next. I remember I took shop. I had had to make my clock. I remember somebody clocked somebody with a clock, and was not a pretty sight. But anyway, that's a whole nother story for another day. But again, you bench 230 now. That's cool. How did you figure out you picked up your favorite BBW? And ask how much she weighed after that. Anyway, I'm not gonna give Kenneth too hard of a time tonight. I'm gonna try to let him make it. He's been all right since he got here. So welcome, Kenneth. As soon as you get on that bullshit, as soon as you get back on your bullshit, that's that ass, Mr. Postman. Mello, what's the motherfucking deal? So, but like I was saying, that it seems like the avenues for young men to do activities, and here's the deal, like, even though these activities always existed, it wasn't like Boy Scouts, maybe. Joshua, what's the motherfucking deal? But it wasn't like, shop and things like that. That wasn't just exclusive to men, because there used to be a bunch of girls in shop. Now, they weren't the most feminine girls, but somehow one of them, I remember being pregnant and older than everybody else in junior high shop. But anyway, that's a whole nother story, like I say, for another time and another place. I didn't see my fault. My fault there, Mr. Rabbit. I apologize. I definitely apologize, Mr. Rabbit. So my thing is this, though. You got to understand that men and women need different things. And this is not an attack on women. This is not an attack on feminism. This is not about any of that. The same way we had that whole conversation where we discussed black power without talking about white people, right? Because that's a conversation that's very hard to have. It's kind of the same thing when I want to talk about masculinity. It's not about feminists. It's not about feminism, but that's a conversation we'll have one day, because that's definitely a conversation. That's part of the reason why a lot of this stuff is going away. But I'm not going to say they're the reason that the Boy Scouts went bankrupt. I think part of that just has to do with modern society. Because like I say, it's just there's like maybe there's not enough boys going out to do that. Everybody's staying home and playing video games. It's easier to put your kid in front of the Xbox. It's easier to neutralize your child with entertainment. They don't want to go out and be active. They don't want to go out and do those kind of things. You say less fathers, less scouts, less sports. Well, that makes sense. That makes plenty of sense. And yeah, it is what it is. There is no stopping that. But so, and that's kind of getting to what I was going to say, as we sit here and we discuss things, this is something that's been on my mind quite often as of late. As like I say, I talk about, how I am a father figure to the lady Honcho's kid. Her father passed, and I talk about that, and I'm about, I wouldn't say I'm strict when it comes to education and learning and things like that, because it's a lot we got to pick up. This world ain't going to be very forgiving of you. And I'm not with that whole no child left behind type shit. You got to learn some shit. My thing is, you have to look at it like this. More men have to become involved. Yes, it took him no time whatsoever. A whole minute and 30 seconds. More men have to become involved in their communities. You say when I was in 6th grade, I had this math teacher, Boy Scout leader. Some of the students were part of. Teacher asked me to join because we got to a physical fight one day. He was trying to get past. We were trying to kill him in the woods. But anyway, I went for free. The thing was, we were supposed to wake up early, eat breakfast, start the day. But homie, I was so high that night, we almost ate food. Just blame it on had to blame it on raccoons. And wow, ain't that a bitch? My thing is, I don't think can I do that? Yeah, I don't think it'll let me do it. But yeah, it'll have to go through the timing for young Mr. Kenneth, because I can't remove out of the timeout. But my thing is this. More men have to get involved in the community, and it's they say it takes a village. But then you got a lot of motherfuckers, and I don't blame people, and I don't blame myself, because like I say, when the little one had the soccer games and shit, and we go to soccer games, and I see how those kids were treated, how their parents treated them, motherfucking kids crying because they getting goals scored on them and shit, like. And I remember one day, one of the other coaches not being there, and she asked me if would you consider? I'm like, fuck no, I'm not going to consider fucking helping out with these kids, because one, I'll be to slap somebody's parents, because there was other fathers and stuff there. Weren't the most masculine guys, but again, I'm not with the whole crying type shit, and the fact that I wouldn't the shit that I wouldn't take from the little one, I wouldn't take from no other motherfucking kids. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, that's part of the problem. So, but you have to find activities, and you have to find, the right parents who want their sons to grow up. Because you can't be soft with these kids. That's the problem is, you have these parents who say, oh, well, you're not going to talk to my kids like that, or you ain't going to, do this or do that. And you have the parents who want to be friends with their children. Like, your job is to give them the guidance. Your job is to give them, tasks, obstacles to develop and grow. I'm not saying abuse them, not saying beat them, but you have to challenge them. You have to challenge them fucking young, because if you don't fucking challenge them young, they won't embrace challenges when they get old, and then they what? And then when they won't embrace challenges when they get old, and they'll be pathetic, man. And it's sad. It really is sad. And so, again, so you have to have an understanding when parents say, this is how I would run this operation. Because I've definitely thought about doing something like some type of mentorship type deal, for the kids, for the youth. But it wouldn't be no cakewalk bullshit. I'm going to be on that ass. Like, no, not like that. Not one of those kind of programs for the kids. But, I wouldn't be taking the punk shit. Like, we're going to get that shit up out you quick. And what you have nowadays, a lot of these kids like that, they would want to quit. They don't want to go through anything like that. They don't want to deal with the pressure, because it's easier to go back and just play some video games, And that's kind of what's wrong with this. Like, people don't want to embrace the challenge of becoming better than what they are. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm nowhere close. I got so much more that I have to do with myself. And so the fact that, seeing somebody willing to embrace the challenge, seeing somebody who's constantly on the path of growth, I think that's a bit more motivational than sitting there just, hearing somebody talk about some bullshit, which you get a lot from a lot of these motherfuckers. And you'd have to have a genuine concern for the well-being of these young men. But my thing is, what the motherfucking eel, what the motherfucking seal, peel. Yeah, but my thing is, like I said, I don't even think I could be a soccer coach. I don't know the rules. I'm just talking about, as far as getting motherfuckers right and understanding about life. I think that is more I wouldn't want to just be a sports coach. You know what I mean? I wouldn't want to just be, you said to have squat jumps instead of spanks. Yeah, I remember you saying that. I do remember you saying that. And I kind of been doing that with the little one. Like, I've implemented after we had that conversation. I definitely started making the exercise thing a deal, but not a drug deal. And then, like, we're gonna do some planks. We're gonna do some wall sits. We're gonna do some shit. Hell yeah, we go put in some work. And the thing is, if you do a certain activity, you're gonna get a certain amount of exercise that goes with it. So you understand beforehand, if you make that bad decision, then that's what you're gonna deal with. So would I ever consider coaching football? Probably not. I think it's a decline in that too, and I'd be fucked around and be ready to I'd be ready to fucking fight somebody. Somebody parents gonna say some shit, put my kid in the game, bitch, your kid sucks, he's trash, I'm just taking your money and letting him sit on the bench. Then she'll be mad, then I gotta beat the kid uncle up, you know what I'm saying? It'd be a whole problem. No, but seriously though, but you have to have more men are going to have to step up, because you see it's literally an attack on masculinity, because it's not just about, like I say, it's just not about the youth, but about men now. Like if y'all saw the thumbnail to this shit, that face, what are they call it the soy smile or something like that. Like, I hate that fucking, what the fuck is, what is this fake surprise shit? Like, who started that dumb shit? It's the dumbest fucking, I hate seeing it on YouTube thumbnails. I hate seeing it on, that's about the right sound, arg, can subscribe. But again, like I say, man, kid out there looking for yeah, kid doing some other shit. But that shit there, it kills me, dog. Like it kills me. Yeah, the soy boys, that shit there is odd, man. And there's this new man, it's this new, I don't want to say new man, it's this new male specimen. And it's funny because I didn't mean to say it like that, but that's like a thing, new male, but we're like new male. But it's just like this weird shit going on, man, and it's acceptable. And it's like shit is trending towards this because, hey, well, we don't want to compete with each other, and there's nothing wrong with healthy competition. I'm not saying going out and beating the shit out of each other. There's nothing wrong with friendly combat, even if it gets a little intense, you deal with it and you grow and you learn and you realize, hey, you didn't die from it. You're better for surviving, but now you have these motherfuckers who want to be conflict free, who don't want any kind of beef whatsoever, who don't want any problems. And I understand, being stress free and wanting to be, chill. I understand that. I try to live my life as stress free as possible, but there's certain things you must embrace to become better. You have to embrace challenge, and challenge is not stress. If you embrace it, it's betterment. It's improvement. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. Like right now, and like something I've been looking at, because, I know the really talking about the whole sex around. Hey, look, most of them. There's a couple of them about that actually, but yeah, it's not too many. But the thing about it, man, like I say, it's unfortunate, man, because like I said, I've been looking for something I get into, but what I really got, I got bad knees, man. Like, they're terrible. Like, I know I got a little bit of weight I can lose, because since I've been more consistent on them, I've been eating like a bitch. Like, not like a bit, but I've been eating a lot. I've been eating a whole lot. And so my thing about that is, though, so definitely that's probably, the weight probably doesn't help, but still, even then, they're just bad. And so I got to find some exercise. That's actually what I meant that I was going to do. I said I was going to do that after the stream, because I've been saying it, but I haven't done it. Say retro running running backwards. I'm gonna have to do that. I don't do no cardio. That's what I've been lacking. I've been lacking on the two things. I've been honest. Like I said, even though I've been back on my workout grind, cardio and ab work, I have not been. I ain't really been on that shit. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I'm gonna start implementing it. I'm gonna find somewhere to start implementing it. Because you can't be motherfucking me You can't be black where I'm at, running around, especially when it's cold, got a hoodie or some shit on. You running around here, nigga, you going to jail. What are you doing? Running while black? Come on, let's talk to you. But no, all bullshit to the side. I just ain't finna run right now. Like I said, I got a motherfucking me. I gotta get, like I said, like I said, when I say my knees are bad, they bad. Like I got a motherfucking me. I was trying to do some lunges the other day. Like I'm talking about with like without no weight. Shaolin, what's the motherfucking deal, man? Good to see you. Always good to see you. Like I was trying to do some lunges and shit the other day. It wasn't happening, man. Like so, I definitely got to figure out some things. I guess to strengthen the. I guess what is that? The thigh area, and I guess the leg you want to strengthen around the knee, and then I guess that takes some of the pressure off the knees, and then we go with that. Yeah, it's going craziness. Yeah, I've been working the quads. I got nice quads, but I got quints. My quads are so buff they're quints. No. But retro running. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna try it out. I need to get on it. I'm gonna start, 'cause like Sundays I usually take off. I've been doing the 6-day-a-week thing, and then taking Sundays off. But I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna get on the treadmill on Sunday. Yeah, but why you bullshitting? No, but I'm for real. Like I had a partner, he was in the military and everything. Like cop tried to just outrun him. Cop tried to hold him and on some shit. Tried to tell him he wasn't really like, there was dog tags. Wasn't really like on some mark shit. Like on some hoe ass shit, man. So it's some old bitch ass shit. But it is what it is. Like I said, I ain't gonna complain about it. I'm just gonna keep pushing. It is what it is. You're gonna have incidents. You keep moving, what I'm saying? As long as you're allowed to talk about that shit, you're allowed to keep making it shake. But talking about masculinity and talking about, developing, like that's the thing. You see a lot of, and again, everybody's not, I'm not saying go be a workout master. I'm not saying go be fucking Jackie Chan. Well, not yet, Jackie Chan. The other one, man, have y'all seen old buddy, man? What you running? What I'm saying? Because I'm fucking running. I'm trying to get in shape. Nigga can't get in shape. Goddamn. I mean, you think we just this now? I mean, we natural, but goddamn, you don't think it take a little bit of work? He lost 20 pounds. Okay, man. I did a while back I don't think it was actually a real keto diet, but it was something like it. That's when I was working. I was doing a little contract gig at Chevron. And so I was actually organizing my meals and shit, and it was definitely working. It might be something to consider again. But again, like I say, masculinity, man, and I don't know, why is there an attack on masculinity? I don't understand why it feels like they don't want you. It's like I don't know. Does it seem to bridge the competition gap between men and women or something? I mean, like, what is the purpose of this? Is what I'm trying to figure out. This is what I'm trying to understand is why. Because you need that. When shit goes wrong, who do you call? You call men equal Republicans. Political power is a purpose. Man, I ain't gonna lie. That what's that chick that they just they fucking Ghostbusters. What's that? Who's the chick? The crazy socialist that they just elected. Her is gonna be her and Beto gonna be on the fucking ticket. But that's funny. I'm talking about Ghostbusters. But again, you gonna call it Ghostbusters? Well, I don't know. Ghostbusters wasn't all that masculine. Some of them niggas was a little thrown off. But my thing about this is, again, you have to be willing to take those challenges. Again, you have to embrace it. I'm not saying women don't do that. I'm not saying that at all. Of course they do. Of course they go through a lot of things. But there's just a certain level that men can take it to that women can't achieve. And I'm not talking about the mental aspect. I'm talking about the physical aspect. But if you break them mentally, and then physically, that's right behind it. The physical doesn't matter, because you got a lot of motherfuckers who swole and swole for no good reason. You know what I'm saying? Just the pure aesthetics of it, I guess. It is what it is. You say no scouts, no sport makers, so university indoctrination. Yeah, and that's what it is. You're not lying about the fucking universities, man. And that's the crazy thing. You know, you don't realize you thinking you want to get, go in here for higher learning. But what's unfortunate is you have the universities becoming super liberal. But then you have all these fucking platforms that everyone loves being made by the fucking liberals. And, even though Republicans use them, conservatives use them, people of all personalities, backgrounds, thought processes. But it's the liberals who run them. And then after that, they get mad. They don't want your message getting spread. Oh, he's providing an alternative thought. He's providing a way of thinking that we don't want to be challenged because it's too difficult. We don't want to fight. We don't want to, so we'll just ban them. We'll just block them. We'll shadow ban them. We don't even tell you that you're banned. We'll just shadow ban you. And again, like I say, that's the unfortunate thing, because all the major platforms are run by the liberals. And again, what it is, like I said, I don't assign to either party. I just look at everything and call it like it is, because everybody, when people say, oh, liberal snowflakes, a lot of fucking conservative snowflakes too, and they cry about the same shit that liberals cry. It just depends if it's their person or not. So, it is what it is. Yeah, they say y'all are throwed off. I worry about you, real family, and all the rest of y'all. Rabbit, Jason, whichever one you are. Say Brian fucking Peters swole as fuck for no reason. You sorry. Brian Peters be doing all the new age shit. But again, like I say, but you have to, and I just want to get some ideas. Then we're gonna open up the line here in just a second, because it's almost that time. So what do you do? What do you guys think? Like with these, like I say, with all the programs being shut down, everything that leads towards masculinity being deemed as toxic, we got to cancel this, and this person said that. And funny how rap music is still surviving. It's funny how that's still working. But again, it's neither here nor there. I ain't hating on it. If you love it, I love it. Not really, but I ain't hating on nobody who's been doing what they enjoy. That's really odd way of putting it, real family. But but again, like I say, what can be done? We talked about more male mentorship in the neighborhoods, but what happens when you get these kids that sign up? They're already indoctrinated. They're already effeminate because their moms have made them that way, or they don't have a father figure in the household. And they watching this shit on TV that's already programming them from a young age. I told y'all about the shit that I seen the little one watching. And if I say, if the little one was a boy, it'd be a whole different program. Unbeaten Sports, what's the motherfucking deal? But like, you look at it now, and it was a fucking show, some cartoon. I think it was a YouTube cartoon or something. And basically, you can type yourself in it before you. I'm figuring out what the hell y'all got going on. But my thing is, like I say, I see the little cartoon, and the cartoon is about a little boy, but to become a superhero, he turns into a woman, like turns into like a fucking. I forgot what it was. I don't know if it was a ladybug or a cat or some weird shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, this is what it is. And this is what the fuck she was watching. I'm like, hey, this shit is immediately canceled. So don't ever watch this shit a fucking again. Don't let me catch you watching this shit, or that's your ass. You know what I'm saying? Already, Baker, man, appreciate you falling through. But like I said, I seen that shit. And again, this is the stuff, but kids don't know any better, especially when they're young, especially when you have this generation of parents who just throw them in front of any screen. And the parents don't see, they just see colorful cartoon, don't know what they're watching. That's why all those kids were getting hit up with all that crazy shit motherfuckers were putting out on YouTube, because the parents weren't watching. They just see toys and say, oh, this must be okay. Fucking toys, they having sex with each other, and they doing all this other fucking shit. They fucking doing all kind of weird shit. Say PJ, man, I have no idea what it was called. Like, I couldn't tell you what it was called. I just said, don't ever watch that fucking shit again. I have no idea what it was. It was some weird shit. But I just remember that he was a little dude, and I'm sitting there watching it like, what's going on here? And then he turned into like a fucking chick superhero. I'm like, nah, this ain't gonna cut it. This ain't gonna happen. And so again, like I say, it wasn't a Marvel, it wasn't no fucking none of that shit, you weirdo. It was fucking like, this shit that they just motherfuckers make. You got that demonic pickle, yeah, that shit was crazy. I watched that shit. I was like, I didn't realize it was that wild. So yeah, I watched like one episode. I don't even think I finished that bitch. I'm like, I'm cool. Say homie from Wu-Tang cut his dick off watching with it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the type of shit they be on, and that's what I mean. You start indoctrinating kids with these little messages when they're young. And, these thoughts are in their head, and as they get older, they don't know where they came from. They don't know where they got these thoughts or concepts. I don't know. Somebody taught it to me, or somebody like that. But it's just something that was, especially young brains, and it's hard to remember exactly what you get. But these things, these thoughts, these pictures, these images, they infiltrate you. We've been talking about diet quite often in here. It's not just the food you intake. It's the shit you listen to. It's the environment you operate in. It's the shit you read. It's anything that you're taking into your body. You know what I mean? Is your diet. So everything, what I'm saying, not just the food, any kind of information, any kind of anything. It's all that. Yeah, Adult Swim shows are quite strange. Like I said, and I've enjoyed a lot of Adult Swim shows, but I had to kill a lot of that shit. Like, I've just if it's not beneficial, I just really don't have a lot of time for it. You know what I mean? So I've been definitely missing out on some shows I definitely used to enjoy. But again, like I say, it's just you see this agenda more and more and more, and you have to fight. You have to actively fight against it. So there's some folks who just build crazy from cousin on cousin X. Yeah, I agree. It's some. Oh man, I saw the funniest little fucking redneck joke. It was a fucking chick with some big old titties, and she had the fucking like a conservative bikini on or whatever, like with the not the conservative. It's funny that I associated with that. The Confederate flag bikini on, and they're like, oh man, her fucking family's so lucky. That shit was fucking hilarious. But my thing about this though, I don't even know. I know Mr. Pickles was that dog weird show. That shit was the crazy shit. Dixie Cups. That's funny. But my thing is, like I say, how do you actively combat that shit? How do you as a society fight against it? And what I think is you have so many people who are just so ingrained, who are just so go with the flow that they don't even realize what's happening. Like they don't even realize what's taking place, and like they don't realize that they're getting, affected by it because they just have to be entertained. And so that's why I say you got to pick your own entertainment. You got to stop watching the shit that television puts in front of you. And it's unfortunate that, places like YouTube are becoming censored. People who are speaking differently, who are providing an alternative point of view, or getting, channels shut down, or, Facebook pages getting closed, and, a lot of things. And these aren't even people who are spreading malicious or false information. People who bring facts and have, data to back the shit up. But because they're saying something that other people don't want to hear, they can say it's hate speech. They can say that it's, whatever. And they use these vague ass terms to justify, well, we had to shut it down because of this. But that's what happens when you use someone else's platform, and that's why I say ultimately the goal is, and to really start pumping in 2019, is to move the sauce. Like it will still have bits on the tube. Of course, it will operate on the tube, but move it to its own platform, and move the Den to its own platform. And of course, you syndicate everything onto YouTube and everything else. But that way, if anything was to ever happen, you have your own shit to where people can't fucking, shut your shit down, and then, they have all the control over your shit. That's why I've been trying to spread, via the Facebook groups and do a little bit more like that, because you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So again, but I want to know your thoughts. I don't care about any of this stuff. And I want to know how y'all feel. So I'm going to open up the Denline here in just a second. Let me make sure everything's set up properly. But I want to know your opinions. I want to know your thoughts. I want to know, what is the craziest shit that y'all have seen as far as the attacks on masculinity. I want to know what is one of the most appalling things that you've come across, as of late, as far as news stories or things that you've seen personally that lets you know the attack on masculinity is a real thing. What is it that, see, I don't like say it, or I don't know which one to see it. What are y'all talking about? See it, the science kid. I don't know what that is. Said, we'll let my kids watch cartoons here at PBS, a good one. Talked about life skills, nature, cat in the hat, wild crap. Yeah, stuff like that. That's kosher. But I think, the thing is now that you have to pay attention. And that's what, a lot of parents just see, cartoon, TV Y7 or TV, whatever, and just throw it in front of their kids and think it's okay. But they don't really check to see what is the message behind this? Where is this message coming from? Who is, behind these things? And, what is it? We got somebody calling in. Let's see who we got here. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
What's up, old head Honcho? This is Kenneth.
Should have known. Kenneth, what the fuck do you want?
I'm gonna just go ahead and get into what I had.
Yeah, Kenneth. Because you started off wrong. You'd have been like, "Hey, Senior Honcho, the greatest host on the planet. How are you doing this evening?" But you started with that old head shenanigan nonsense. But anyway, what you got there? What you got, Kenneth?
All right, man. But look, speaking on the whole masculinity thing, so about, I want to say Monday or Tuesday, my English teacher showed us a video of, about the same topic. And I'm like, why are you showing us these type of videos? And then she showed us a video of this man who says, it's basically like a man almost like turning into a whole bitch. He was just talking like a female, wanted to be like a female, saying it's okay for men to, not be masculine. And I'm like, what's the point of showing us this? I didn't understand the point of it at all, whatsoever. I didn't see because we were not doing a topic about this issue or whatever. There was really no point in her showing us that video, but I just it had me thinking. I'm like, wow, is this shit really being pushed in school to the point that my English class is showing me this shit? And I'm like, because this shit didn't stick with me well, because he talked about a lot of the things that you did say, masculine, men are just not being as masculine as they used to be back in the day. And I'm like, I know, and the teacher was a woman too, so you could take that for what that is.
So was it a gay dude, or was it did he just seem to be a very effeminate man? Or
he was. I want to say he was very feminine, but he almost. Yeah, I guess you could say he was a little feminine, to say the least, because he was. He's not to say he was the most. He's not the most alpha male on the world, to say the least. Definitely wasn't that. He would just say it's okay for men to do this and men to do that. You know what I'm saying? Man, don't be afraid to do this. Don't be afraid to do that. And then one of my partners, to say the least, he was like, this is the type of dude that, when he's walking around with his girl, someone could slap this girl's ass and he wouldn't do nothing about it. That's the type of dude that he came across on that video that the teacher has showed us. That's what it was like.
Yeah. And I'm just, that bothers me, because see, what you got to realize is, there's a lot of teachers out there that are pushing these agendas because they know they have a platform, and they know that these children's minds are fertile for information, and they know that they have an arena to do it, and nobody's going to question what you're teaching. You're a teacher. It has to be something to do with school curriculum. But just like they found that teacher who had the little neo-Nazi podcast, goofy bitch, who go put her face out there. Come on, you dumbass bitch. What do you think was going to fucking happen? And she would be spreading these messages to her kids in her classes, and only when, administrators or something like that would come in, you know, she would change it kind of up and go back to the curriculum. But they found out that she was doing a lot of this shit. These teachers, man, like, I don't know why people think teachers are innocent. Like, I don't trust nobody on some real shit. They're human beings just like us. These bitches be on Facebook and Instagram, and they have their beliefs, and with them, the majority of them being women who don't really make a lot of money on the grand scale. I mean, they make decent money. But so they feel like, oh, this is the patriarchy. They're not giving us the respect and the money and the stuff. There's just no money in education. You knew that before you got in there, but you didn't want to pursue something different, and you went for that route. I mean, whether or not you truly want to help the kids, there's just no money in that. And you know that. You know these things before you get out of school. I mean, it's just it is what it is. And so they feel, you know, that it's unjust, it's unfair, and so they start getting indoctrinated, probably by other teachers who've been there when they become new teachers. The same way rookie police officers get their minds indoctrinated. They go in there with good intentions, and, you know, it'd be some older corrupt motherfuckers who, you know, finesse their ass. And so again, they pass this message on to the kids, because who's to stop them? They're the direct connection between the kids. There's not enough supervision. There's not enough administration to be in the classrooms watching what the teachers are teaching these kids, and half the administration is with the shit anyway. You know, they don't give a fuck. I mean, it's just a bunch of the motherfuckers in the fucking schools are effeminate men, you know. I remember there was a situation with some shit that had happened at the school, and there was like a bus issue, and then the fucking little principal, he came down, you know, to the bus stop, and I'm just like, this is the principal of y'all so bitch ass now. I'm gonna slap that motherfucker just for fun, and I'm not even an angry person like that. Just because, like, you know, it's just like, man. So if shit go wrong, we know we can't count on your motherfucking ass, and that bothers me to hear that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is, though. We have to watch the 9 p.m. novella to show you how to fight for a bitch. Like over in Hacienda. That's fucking funny. So when he was in school, he used to watch childbirth videos. That's awful. That's awful. Be like, hey, it's the bitch next to you, bitch. That's your future, hoe. Salary union benefits, 9 months of work. But that's the thing, though. They get upset. If you ask a teacher, what's the first thing to come out? We don't make enough money, you know. And my thing is, you don't work all year, but, you know, before they don't see the work that we do. We have to take the work home, and we have to grade papers, and you fucking students too. So shut your ass up. I've had a few female. No, he's not online. He hung up. I've had a few female friends who were teaching. I give them a fucking hard time. They hate me for that shit. But, you know, I don't know, bitch. If I hadn't smashed your motherfucking ass and you was easy work, no telling what these young bucks doing. Absolutely, bro. This society has become more and more effeminate by the day. More and more, they're working a process of subtle emasculation, and it makes me very upset. But you said the garbage man makes more energy. Man, it probably does. Garbage men make decent money. They smell like shit, but I mean, it's honest work. You know what I'm saying? But again, you don't ever see women fighting for those jobs. You know, shout out to Charlotte. You know, you don't see them fight for those jobs. You don't see them fighting for the less tidy jobs. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know. Do you really see a lot of female UPS drivers? Now that I think about it, I don't really see a lot of females working the trucks. I've seen a few female warehouse workers. They would always want to complain, try to get the easy box. I put them bitches on some fucking big boxes. Y'all complain, look, y'all gonna work these same boxes these niggas working. I want that shit done on time, motherfucker. You say you see them every day? Okay. That was like I say, I was just curious. I hadn't seen one in a while. Okay. Very, very many women in male. Interesting. That's how they want society to become. Just open it, call it back. Like, shit, call a line back. You hung up, nigga. So my thing is this, though, man. My thing is this, you know, I feel like it's unfortunate because I wanted to talk about the good and the bad about this, though. You know, the good of this is But the bad about this is just that, you know, the culture that you're going to have to contend with if you want to be who you're born to be. And I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not super religious. But what I have started doing as of late is I have been back reading the Bible. You know, I was raised, you know, Christian when I was younger. But I've been reading it in the sense of life advice, not necessarily trying to seek and find God or anything like that. That's not necessarily level on, but there's always great life advice in the Bible. Okay. I mean, you can live a quality outcome. Damn, I see it's in missed calls. All right, let me see what the problema is. So I was saying no fucking date. Where you at? Where you at, girl? Let me see what we got here. I see it saying, because I've missed a couple calls, but I see it is saying no. Let's see why I'm fucking got a full signal right here. Give me 1 second. Let me swap it up real quick and see what's happening. But you know, but like I say, well, the bad about it is that you're going to have a lot of people you're going to have to contend with, you know, for you to be who you want to be, for you to be of the character that you want to be. Y'all should, if you call back and try it again now, it should be back in action, hopefully. But the good thing about it is, for people who are willing to stand up for what they believe in, for the men who stand up for who are masculine, you're going to have so many more options. It's going to be good for you. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling in on the Denline this evening?
Bro. Honcho, it sounds very low from your end, bro. Can you get closer to the mic?
Your ass ain't got a call all the goddamn time. Now, what's the motherfucking... What's up, man? What you want to talk about, Kenneth?
All right, so look, man. Part of what I forgot to mention is after the video was over, like, she said that, she gave us a paper, right? And the assignment was, I want you guys to write about something that you're passionate about. Well, not write about, but it's a project that, you know, that I said that I was working on. And she gave us the assignment on Tuesday. We've been working on it. It's supposed to be due Monday. We're supposed to present the project, right? But before all that, she told us, I want you guys to pick a topic that you're passionate about and you're going to get in front of the class and present it, or you can make a video about it. And I'm like, but in the back of my mind, I was like, man, is that what you're really passionate about? And I'm like, I mean, out of all the topics that you could have chose, you want to pick some shit that has to do with masculinity, because I'm getting, like, there's not that many dudes, I guess you could say alpha dudes in that class, because there's only, like, me and this other dude, and that's about it, because the rest of that class is nothing but females and a couple of niggas that, you know, they're just, like, I don't want to say scrawny niggas, because there's this one nigga that's big, but I think he gay, too, but, like, the nigga be doing some odd shit in that classroom, like, he's, I don't want to say gay, but probably very, very suspect, to say the least. Like, a young thug level of suspect. That's how suspect he is. But I mean, like, I guess that she thought it was okay to maybe show us that video because there's not a bunch of dudes in that classroom. So she was probably not going to get a lot of pushback about the video, if any at all either, because at the end of the day, she is the teacher, and then shit, whatever you do say, shit, it's not really going to matter. Because your ass, hey, whatever the teacher says is most likely going to fly regardless. But I just found that kind of interesting that out of all the things that she could have picked, she picked a topic like this.
But my thing is this, Kenneth. So ultimately, what is your project going to be about?
Mine is about
you ain't started on your shit. You ain't even started on this motherfucking work. This nigga got to turn this shit in on Tuesday. He ain't even started this shit.
See, I've been having to study for my finals too, so this shit been taking up some time lately. It's crazy out here. Finals, everybody named I'm trying to pass some shit.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do, Pat. Look, what you need to do is something you're passionate about. Why don't you write about the poop hole loophole?
See, you trying to make me fail.
I'm trying to help you out. You're talking about feminine men and all this other stuff. Obviously, she with that shit. She trying to convert y'all So, you know, you hit her with the poop hole loophole, and you know, maybe you give her some game. You know, shit. Next thing you know, you smashing the teacher. Next thing you know, bam, easy A. I'm trying to help you out, player.
Nah, I'm gonna have to send my paper to the principal and shit. Send my shit to the superintendent. Goddamn it. Then I'm gonna have to blame you, Honcho, and that's not.
Blame me. They ain't finna do shit to me. Shit, what they gonna do to me? I'll slap your teacher, your superintendent, and your principal. Fuck the motherfucker. They can't do shit to me. My thing is this though. You know, honesty is this, man. You know, what the fuck are you passionate about? Like, that's what I'm concerned about, because it sounds like you don't have no passion, man.
No, that's not it. I got a lot of things that's the problem. I had a lot of different choices that I was passionate about.
Backpacks?
So it was hard,
shoelaces?
Stop me, bro. Stop.
I mean, you know, let me know, player.
None of that.
Because you ain't gave me a straight answer yet, man. You have not given me a straight answer yet, and I'm just trying to figure out. I mean, I'm asking you what your paper about. You got a paper due in what's tomorrow? Saturday. So about 4 days, and you ain't even got started on it, man. Huh?
Yeah, I actually took, like, what I did for my project. I actually looked for a den, and I looked for one that was actually appropriate. And I looked at one, and I actually chose the one that was about forgiveness or something like that. That's the one that I chose to do for my project. So I just took one out of the den, and I was just rewatching that den just to see what I can get out of it and add to my project.
But here's my deal, though. So first, what's your teacher look like?
So about 5'8", big. She's not a big fab action, light skin, has a daughter, single parent. I know that much. She doesn't have a husband. So she came to one of the football games early in the season. It was just her and her daughter. So I know that much. She's black, single, daughter.
I ain't asked about the whole family situation. I asked what your damn teacher looked like. You know. Anyway.
Yeah, light skin. That's about it.
No, you can't trust him. Can't trust them light skinned hoes, man. But that'd be the most militant ones. Goddamn, can't trust them. That's the ones that's trying to convert you. They got their own set of issues. But here's my deal, man. Kenneth, be original. Quit stealing my sauce. Quit trying to steal the dens and use it as your project.
I was thinking about choosing that topic regardless. But then I'm like, man, I thought I could have sworn Honcho did a den about this shit earlier. Because I was thinking about the topic. I'm like, where have I seen this before? And I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I seen this in the den. I'm like, man, let me go ahead and get some ideas out of this. Whoop-de-whoop, add it to my project. Bam. The shit is basically almost done right now.
Yeah, you'd have been in the den too much. You whooping and shit.
You gotta use your resources to your advantage. So.
Yes, use the resources like the hang up button to your advantage. So appreciate the call, Kenneth. Just had to hang up on you. You know, look, the DNA ain't for no free fucking school projects, goddamn. What you know, look, you owe me some lunch money, goddamn it, nigga. I'm over here helping you with school work and shit. But honestly, you know, it's interesting, and I think that I don't know if you're supposed to be passionate. I don't see how you would be passionate about forgiveness, but you know, if it's your project, you fail, that's on you. I ain't got shit to do with that. Hell no, that's what I'm saying. They give me no credit. You know, he ain't cited sources or nothing like that. Just stole the sauce, man. You know what I mean? That's the fucked up shit about it. That's some whole ass shit, man. So, you know, I look at it like this, man. I look at it like this. I knew that shit was gonna happen. I look at it like this, man. Kenneth, and he identifies the kids in the class. And he brought up a very good point. You know, you talk about the music, Young Thug, Suspect type stuff. Okay. And Young Thug has a big bass. He has a lot of a weird situation. You know, he has this whole androgynous thing. And that's what it was. That's what I meant to talk about when I was talking about the Bible, you know, because basically it was an article someone wrote, and he was just breaking it down according to the biblical fashion. He was just talking about how androgyny serves no one, you know. He just talked about male and female characteristics and why men are Real family. Yeah. Yeah, real family is Kenneth. That's all right. The deal is, he was just talking about, things that men like, things that women like. And where, like I say, it gets confusing because, and it was interesting because some of the points that we had made up that were made here earlier, talking about procreation, that it takes a man and a woman to procreate. That's natural. That is what it is, regardless of the outside activity. Sometimes there are things in nature that don't always adhere to nature. There are abnormalities, and and I say these things not out of disrespect for people in whatever their lifestyle is. You are whatever you are, you do whatever you do. But my thing is, where I start having these problems with these terms is when they start the people who are different, who have different lifestyle choices, who decide to do different things, and then they start labeling what's normal. They start giving it terms that make it seem abnormal, like shit, what do they call it when they cisgender, like that? They're like, I'm not gonna use that shit. Cisgender, like that basically means straight. Why don't you just say men and women, because that's the normal thing? But they want to throw all these little caveat terms onto Donkey in Columbia. I don't know. Some of these women like pretty big dogs, so it seems to happen a lot in Florida. A lot of weird things happen out in Florida, but that's neither here nor there right now. But again, we got a call coming in. What's the motherfucking deal? Who do we have calling into the den this evening?
It's Edmund.
Edmund, how are you this evening?
Pretty good. So, speaking of masculinity, I wanted to ask, why do you believe females are trying to kind of bring down the man, I guess? They always portray the masculinity as a bad thing. Why do you think so? And what do you think we can do to change that?
Like I say, I don't think it's all females. I think it's a certain type of woman who feels like she's gotten shortchanged somehow. When again, people don't realize. And I agree, the leftists, the ones who are on because again, it can't be when so many women voted for Trump and he was out. That's not enough. He don't got enough hands to grab all that pussy. Try as he might, but it's a certain type of woman who feels, the whole equality thing. It's a lot of people who want to level the playing field without putting in the work. And they feel like, well, if we make the other people do the work to, basically dismantle themselves or lower themselves in their own eyes, then, it'll be equal. Or so if we tell them what they do is bad and unfair because we can't accomplish certain things, then, we convince other people that this is true. It is what it is. It's unfortunate, but the way that we fix it, you just got to minimize the association with people like that. And here's my thing, though. What I believe is that people of that mind state, they have good intentions, but they get caught up with the radicals, and then they get confused because the radicals put these extreme ideals on them and say, well, if you're not all the way with it, if you're not, all the way to this end of the spectrum with it, then you're not, a part of this at all. And they get caught up in that shit. The best thing that, you can do, I can do, anybody could do who just believes in something a bit different, that masculinity is necessary, that femininity is necessary, but belonging to the gender in which it is attributed to, that's what you support, that's what you deal with, and you just kind of got to avoid people of the other mindset. And it's unfortunate because some of these people are getting elected into power because what you're having is you're gonna have like a swing of the pendulum. You had Barack for 8 years and it was really grinding some people's gears. You had an opportunity for something different, and I won't even say it was so much that people loved Trump. I think people hated Hillary that much. and Trump just happened to be the guy that was able to overwhelm the rest of everyone else because it was just everybody else was pussified. Let's just be honest about it. And so he kind of represented, you know, yes, baby, for other people. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, I'm not saying go out there and be a MAGA person. If you do, you know, that's on you. Can't tell nobody how to think. But my thing is, you just gotta stop supporting. You gotta avoid anything that pushes forth that idea. But what's unfortunate is all the major platforms. I've been honestly, I don't know if I've been trying to find something better than Spotify for quite some time now, because I get sick of Spotify because they're always politicizing the fucking music. Here, check out these gay artists for pride, or, you know, check out a black creator. You're sending me this black music I don't fucking want. I trust me, I can find the black music I fucking want. The way they segregate, like everything is becoming politicized or getting involved and, you know, throwing their ideology into the shit, when I just want to be able to use or watch or do something without being low-key, you know, manipulated, subliminally, you know, involved in these situations. But again, like I say, I mean, you got to cut shit out, and that's kind of part of what I say. What I'm on now is just, if you want to be free of thought, if you want to have your own mind, then it's just some things you're going to have to sacrifice. You're going to have to live without. So that's just kind of what it is. Oh, look, it's Phoenix in here. Interesting.
All right, yeah, that was all my thoughts. So I just feel like, you know, some people kind of take things too serious and think that masculinity is a bad thing, but, you know, it's always been like that since, you know, the back in the, you know, in the BC era. So I just think that, you know, with the leftists and what they believe, it's kind of, they're affecting how the way people are seeing masculinity and seeing how, and feeling like it's a bad thing. So
yeah,
I think that's just my thoughts.
Okay, well, appreciate you calling in there, man. But here's what I think. The kind of capitalist would put, like, now that I'm thinking about what he was saying, those people don't get to have those thoughts if it's not for masculinity, and that's what they don't understand. Because run into some previously inhabited country, you know, or there's you know, a native population there, okay, with these ideals of feminism. Hey, you natives, you're too gruff and rough. Stop what you. And then next thing you know, you're native human soup, or if they're cannibals. I don't want to label everybody. You know, by the time you start that talking and shit, you know, they done shot your ass up like old buddy who thinking he was going to convert the island and shit. And, you know, and it is what it is. So the thing about it is, you know, the reason that you get to say the things that you say now is because of masculinity. So you can go back and say, well, this, that, and the third is the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is craziness. That's what I'm finna go back to animes. I don't know, but some of them animes get a little, some of them Asians, and some of that Asian stuff might have started a lot of shit. It might be too much anime. There's a couple of animes that go hard, but some of them animes be borderline. I'm still trying to figure out a couple of things on Attack on Titan, and there's a couple of other ones I'm still questioning. But again, you know, and that's the crazy thing. It's like, yeah, well, we've used you for everything that they feel that masculinity is needed for, but not realizing it's masculinity that's keeping you safe right now. You know, it's the stuff you don't see. You know, you're not going to shame the people who hate America into not attacking America. You're not going to shame, you know, terrorists into stopping what they're doing, you know. And, you know, your fucking signs and dysfunctional logic it's not going to work. And the thing about it is, it's unfortunate because, again, like you say, when you permeate the areas of learning, again, the educational system, the college system, television, you know, basically everywhere you're getting information, and it's you can't avoid it. I mean, you and I'm the type of person who says, don't get into the echo chambers. See what the other people are talking about. So, don't just stay in your own circle. I mean, you check it out. Does it make sense to you? A lot of times the shit don't make any fucking sense. What's the motherfucking deal? Who we got calling into the den this evening?
Hey, what's up, Honcho? This Ernest, man.
Ernest, what's the motherfucking deal, man? What you want to drop in the den tonight?
All right, a couple things real quick. On the aspect of masculinity, like the assault on masculinity, man. I like the only thing that makes sense to me that I can think of why they would be doing this is population control. You know what I'm saying? If you can effeminize a lot of males, you know what I'm saying? They switch over the same sex. You especially when some people is worrying about the browning of the nation. If you follow my drift, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
So yeah, man, they'll push this stuff because nothing else really makes sense. Why you would want to like you threw out you say 0.3% of the population is like transgender. So why are they pushing this stuff so hard? And that's a good question, man. And like I said, that's just one of the things that I can think of right offhand that just made logical sense. Now, on the other aspect of man, I forgot what you was talking about, bro. Man, my mind went blank, man.
Well, let's see.
Yeah, but anyway, bro. Huh?
I know we talked about a little bit about education. We talked a little bit about just kind of how they're infiltrating all aspects of life.
Right. All right, there we go. Appreciate that. Yeah. All right. So the aspect of education and whatnot. This what popped in my head, bro. Are we truly free today as a society?
Okay.
And I'm asking you, and I got my take on it, and I'm gonna just give my take.
Okay.
All right. A lot of people think that we're truly free. We got a lot of things we can do, man. We go to football game, basketball. We go to amusement park. It's a lot of things we can do that give us the illusion that we are truly free. And what I mean when I say what I'm about to say, I'm not saying that we don't live better lives here in America than a good portion of the world population. That's not what I'm saying. Because sometimes people take what you say out of context, bro. So you got to clarify this stuff. But anyway, what I'm saying, when I think about like in the old days, when you think about like the indigenous people, bro, how they was in tune with nature. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have all these laws that restricted them. Bro, you can't even walk across the street without getting a ticket for jaywalking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just so, my point, bro, the laws, bro, really takes away our freedom. It's too many laws, bro. You can't do this. You can't do that. And now, when you look at the school system, it ain't nothing new. It's a joke, bro. It's laughable. Public schools is laughable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, man, I don't think the majority of the teachers. It's always it's always a handful of good ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But the majority of them, they agents there to collect the paycheck, in my opinion, or B, I don't know why they there, man. Because when I go up there to my son's school, man, I'm like, I don't even know why I put him back in the school, bro. I called up here a few days ago, kind of touched on that, because like nothing's adding up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, I ain't gonna get into all that. But when it comes to infiltrating your space, you're absolutely right, man. Like most people, what I realize, Honcho, most people are sheep, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They cannot do nothing without being told how to think, how to act, how to do anything, bro. And then guess what? When you call them out on it, you know what I'm saying? They think you tripping. But in reality, they don't even realize we all, to a certain degree, have been programmed to act and behave and think a certain way, whether you like it or not. You can take the whole protest the whole anthem thing during the NFL last year. None of this would have came about, bro. None of this would have come about if the Pentagon was not paying the NFL for what's called paid patriotism.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't even know about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? But they pay the NFL. I think they counted it recently, but for years they was paying the NFL to fly the flag, to bring out the military personnel in order to increase enrollment into the military. Mm-hmm. But if the NFL was so patriotic, they'll do that on GP. Like, it ain't even about the money, man. We love our country so much, we're going to hold it down, man. But guess what? It's about the money, bro. Always about the money. You know what I'm saying? But we the ones at the bottom who buy into it. And I'm on this topic, is one other thing I'm going to let you go, bro.
Okay.
They had I forget what position this dude was in. It was back in the days. I want to say it was Henry Kissinger, bro. But he said pretty much that, you know, that talking about the soldiers, you know what I'm saying, whether Marines, soldiers, whatever, that how he said that, hold on, bro. I'm gonna paraphrase it. He was just saying that, you know, if they are dumb enough to go and put their lives on the line, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He said pretty much we're gonna use them as pawns. And as I started reading more about what was really going on, I started to understand, bro, why you don't see a lot of senators and longtime congressmen and really prestigious people in our society. Why their sons and daughters not on the battlefield? Why is it the majority is the lower income families? You know what I'm saying? So that's just something to think about when you say, and look, bro, I'm not knocking the people who went and served and all that, because I'm going to say the freedoms we do enjoy, bro, on the cool. Like, if it went for their sacrifice in that regard, bro, you know, things could be a lot different. But on the flip side of that coin, a lot of stuff that we get into over there can be completely avoided. A lot of it is unnecessary, bro. But sometimes we get out our lane. But anyway, I kind of digress in all this, bro. But anyway, that's what I got tonight. Appreciate it, Honcho.
All right, Ernest, man. Good shit, man. Good shit. I'm definitely going to touch on all that. But good call, man. Good call. Couple of things, man. Couple of things I want to get into. Well, thank God for those ponds, Heidi, because Lord knows what would be happening. All of Houston would be an underground Berlin club had that been the case. Muhammad Ali, and it was interesting. You know, the Muhammad Ali and Malcolm. We're gonna talk about those one day, because I think some of the youngsters have a distorted view of some of those things, man. And you know, because when it was going down, America didn't like Ali. When it was going down, they didn't even like MLK, and MLK was on they shit. You know, of course they hated Malcolm, because Malcolm was trying to give him the real, and then, you know, the liberals hated him, and you know, niggas, you know, they didn't really want to hear what he was talking about. Some of them was listening, but we're gonna get into all that, man. That's definitely a conversation we need to have. But see, I seen a documentary how they put a demand for every sound to change from 432 to 440 that affects brain frequency and intervenes with our thought process. Yeah, I've heard some things about the frequencies and that impact, because I do believe in the fact that everything is vibration. Because I remember I used to be in class, and I used to do some shit. I don't think the screens do it anymore, but on the older model computer screens, like I could do some shit, like I'd lower my voice enough to fuck with the frequency of the screen. It would make them flicker and do like little weird shit. You know, when he started changing the game, what was it? He realized he was integrated into the burning house. They started realizing he was changing his mind about shit. He was realizing some shit, and then it was his own homeboy. I want to say homeboy / cameraman was the motherfucker that did it, or some shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I used to be able to do some weird shit, get back to the frequencies and things, and fuck with the computer. Like in a computer lab, be fucking with people's shit. You know what I mean? Like, it was weird. It was very interesting. And so, you know, that's what just made that. I don't know why, but I have some other beliefs. And then, from just little things that I've experienced in my life that, maybe it could be the power of the brain. The brain is a very powerful tool. And, you think about the placebo effect and things like that. And if, you can heal yourself mentally because you believe well enough that something is helping you out, then it ends up healing you. So, that's why I'm definitely about the power of the mind. You know what I mean? So he said a 10-minute video of waves, how it affects the waves, water, sand. But yeah, oh man, I can only imagine. Look, let me copy that down. I like shit like that. Let me put that. I'm gonna start. Let me do a little right click, new document. Bada bing, bada boom. But again, like I say, let's talk about Ernest Call, man, because he touched on a several points that I wanted to discuss that I found very interesting. Mixer, I may do a little mixer tonight. I don't know. It depends. It's an afternoon game, so I could possibly do some mixer action tonight. Ain't got to get up as early. No, but I got to get up for 5 still to hit the gym either way. But I could take a nap when I get back, so no big deal. But I still got other shit to work on, so we'll see. I ain't been on a mixer in a while. I ain't give y'all no mixer last week, I don't think. I ain't been fucking with the game. But the assault on masculinity, population control, and that's very interesting. That is one way to look at it. And mixer is like Twitch, but it's just it's like a different one. It's like under the Microsoft thing for Xbox. But the assault on masculinity, population control. Once you get J-Bird gonna get banned. Look, where's Rabbit when you need him? But again, like I say, population control, that's a very interesting take on it, because it's legit. If you have people, not joining the procreation pool, and, you got a lot of these people who are adopted and doing some other stuff, but I have my qualms about that, because I've seen some very interesting stories with, certain adoptions like that, and then you got these people who children are affected by the way that their parents raise, and I think you start raising kids more of that mind frame. And I'm not saying, is it better to have a child who thinks more liberal, but they have a home that they're growing up in, even though they may rebel against the more sensible side of society, but at least they have a home they're getting taken well care of? Is it better for them to be out of a group home, better for them to be out of the care of the state? I mean, it's I would kind of say so, even though they may not be getting taught what I think they should learn, or they may be in an alternative lifestyle, but it's better than them, being in the traps of, group home, being a ward of the state. Then you start talking about, are we truly free, and comparing it to the indigenous people, and that's a very, very valid point, man, and extremely interesting, because we're not really free, not really free. Watch it, but yeah, it's going down. It's a game, man. Look, we go. I'm just, Texas gonna get the win. If not, it's gonna be a problem. But Texas gonna get the win. But I would be very upset if it's not as interesting as I would like it to be. But no, we're not free. Exactly. You got too many forms of identification. Who are you? Where you from? And shit, even niggas want niggas to identify each other. Who your grandma on there? What side you from? Who this? Who over here? And then, like, nigga, goddamn, you're not free. The Indians be like, I'm walking bear. Okay, all right, player. Well, I'm walking tree over here. I'm falling leaf. Some old off the wall ass shit. But you're really not, because you have to register. You have to check. You have to conform to cross over these invisible borders. Borders that never existed until man decided that they were a border. This was the line you can't cross without identification, without alerting somebody or something like this. So no, we're truly not free. But yes, we do have many more liberties than others, and that's why I say, you got to be thankful that you were born in America, because in the eyes of the world, man, you A1. Even if we may not always think so here, we may not think so here, but you in a better situation being in America than you are in a lot of other places and shit. Some of the motherfuckers in Africa, shit, your own kind knock you off. But don't get it twisted. It's some nice motherfucking places. Now, that's the other thing, too. Let's not get it twisted like Africa's just a mud hole or some shit. It's some nice motherfuckers, some very beautiful places in Africa. And I think a lot of people get that misconception that it's not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I saw that shit. I saw him like the very night that he got to the Highland. I'm not even super familiar with who he was. I don't even know what the tweet said. But I saw that he's like, I apologize for the stuff I did. But he's a fucking, still like a teenager, ain't he? What is he, 28, 29, something like that? Or not 28, 29, I'm talking about 18, 19 maybe. What is he? How long he been in college? I don't even know what he is. 20, maybe 21. And that's what kills me. Like, and that's part of it. That's the society that we live in. Like, you can't even say what the fuck you want to say. Like, if he feels that way, shame on you for being very good at something and feeling different or than the people who you're better than, like that shit is craziness, man. Oh shit. No, you got damn. That was interesting. I forgot all about the caravan. They moved on to other shit now. They moved on to, man, I seen the funniest shit. And it was a video and the motherfucker was like, this is France in a nutshell. And it was somebody recording from a balcony, or from their apartment. And they're recording the riots, but then you could see like a hand like below them, somebody smoking a cigarette, and then on the, like, I don't know if it was the fire escape or if it was the balcony below them, it's a couple and they fucking, and then it's riots all in the middle of the fucking street. And they're like, this is basically French living in a nutshell. I thought that was the funniest fucking shit. Twitter is good for certain things. Twitter is humorous for certain shit. But again, like I said, yeah, you get knocked off. I mean, yeah, here you can get knocked off anywhere. Don't be a fucking reporter. But again, like I say, the thing about it is, I'm telling you, you find that shit is fucking funny. It's like a quick little clip. It ain't nothing major, but it's funny because it's just, that's what you think of when you think of France. As long as you could probably smell it, it probably stinks too. But that's a whole other thing. Is that prejudice? Did I say something prejudice? Oh well. You the first motherfucker I thought of when I thought about it. I'm saying, yeah, this is probably Heidi's probably the one recording this shit. Probably put that shit out there. France in a nutshell. These dirty Frenchmen, their cigarettes and their French fries. But again, so and then you're talking about people are sheep. People need to be told what to do, how to act, and how to think. And absolutely, yeah, I'll probably be banned. I'm surprised it's gone this long. That's why I say I don't know if I ever want to hit 1,000. I'm gonna have to delete a whole bunch of fucking videos before I hit 1,000 subs. Because when they do that fucking, when they do a channel out, they're gonna be like, oh fuck no, fuck this dude and his channel. They're not gonna have this. That's why I say I need to start. 2019, the goal is my own platform. Like YouTube will be, where you can find it, but all the action will happen on another fucking platform, so they can't be shutting my shit down. But tell us how you fucking really feel. God damn. I mean, how do you really feel about him? I mean, let's just be honest. But people do need to be told what to do, think, eat. And I mean, and that's the thing about politicians. And that's why I say, it's a crazy world that we live in, it's a crazy world that we live in. I feel like, yeah. See, I said nothing bad. I was just, I was repeating some stuff. I didn't know any better. I was reading from an article. But all I gotta do is to apologize. That's the thing that I hate. People just apologize. I don't buy anybody's fucking apology. If they said it, they meant the shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't even they feel shame for what they did. They're apologizing because they got caught or some shit, but it's not because anyway. But it's true, and that's why I say you see, and one aspect of that is look at like the Kardashians, and I'm not knocking the Kardashians, not knocking them at all. Okay, I'm not knocking them at all. Get your money, get your hustle, whatever. But the fact that any one of them says something, any one of that motherfucker in their family says something, people finna go out, buy it, try it, do it. Somebody who is less intelligent than you, but because they have more fame than you, somebody will say, hey, I'm drinking the skinny tea and shitting on myself all day. Motherfuckers will go buy it, try it, put it in their diet just because somebody said so, because they need to be told what to do, think. That's why when you see advertising, and because I've been studying a lot about advertising lately and the psychology behind it, you know, persuasion, influence, and these things, but I promise not to use my powers for evil, only for good. I just like to know how the stuff works just to minimize its effect on me. But, you know, that's why you see testimonials and ads, you know, because that helps influence you. It needs to tell you, well, I want to know if I want to try this. Well, I didn't know about this until I tried it. And, you know, people fool you and make you feel like people are in the same situation as you, because people need to be told what to do and think. When you're talking about the public schools are a joke, I agree. I definitely agree. Because I know some motherfuckers who were teaching in public schools, and some of these motherfuckers were dumb as a doorknob when I was in school. They just stuck with the program and got their degree, and now they're passing their idiocy on to the children. And again, you know, teachers are looked up to as authority figures. And again, there's few and far in between. You know what I mean? There's few and far in between that are there's few and far in between that are really in the game to teach the kids and say, hey, you know what, I'm here to change lives. And those should be honored, put on a pedestal. But, you know, really, you know why they don't? Why most of those aren't recognized? Because it makes the other teachers look like shit. And those other teachers don't want to be looked at as not working as hard. They don't want to give them teachers their props. They'll be more likely to try to snitch on one of them teachers or say they doing this, that, and the third, as opposed to, you know, giving them their due or supporting them, because it makes them look like they're lackluster teachers. So it is what it is. No, I got a Note 8. I had a system update. Was it today? Or was it yesterday? I think I had an update yesterday. I'm trying to think. I came from the gym. I was on the shitter. Toilet updates. But why does the education and marriage system allow? Because we don't, man. And that's the thing, man. People want more, so they want to embarrass you, and I agree with you on that too. Exactly, and that's what it is. You say Kevin Hart, when they told him to say sorry, reminded me when I had to force my son to say sorry because I was a kid because he kicked him in the ball. Right? Sometimes, you know, kids got to get their ass kicked in the ball. You know. But they do. They want you to feel shame. They want you to feel the way they feel because you're saying the stuff. But ultimately, you only feel that if you subscribe, if you believe that shit about yourself. And that's what it is. Most people externalize how they feel about themselves internally in someone else's words. Motherfucker ain't even talking about you. Motherfucker talking about his son and what he would say. And so they feel inside that when he's saying gay, it's dirty, it's foul, it's this. If you proud, right, you got pride. Like, so what the fuck do you give a fuck about a motherfucker saying some shit? Where's the pride at then? You know, that's what I don't understand. Like, I don't give a fuck about what somebody says. Motherfuckers say all these goddamn niggers, they're fucking dirty, filthy porch monkeys. Hang them all. Have you made a threatening move in my direction, or you just run off at your mouth? Because I'm gonna test you. Yeah, I'm not going to get angry and, oh, we got to get him out of here. I'm going to test you. If I'm in your vicinity, I'm going to test you. And I ain't even going to get physical with it at first. I'm going to see what you're really about. You know, we go check your temperature. But, you know, and if you really about something, if you really feel that way, oh, then you better be about that action. You know what I'm saying? It's just a little bit, just finally, just a little bit. Just, I got my sources. But my thing is, you know, other than that, if you just a motherfucker running off at the mouth and you have no real effect, I mean, I don't give a fuck. Motherfuckers who, and this is what I talk about, and that's why I say about filtering what you hear, see, and do. Like, at this point in my life, I want better. I have goals. I got, you know, and this ain't no new year, new me 2019 shit. I told y'all about that. So I'm filtering a lot of shit out. That's why I'm cutting out the TV bullshit, the news. If I'm not there when it happened, I don't know shit about it. I don't need to know shit about it. If I'm if it's not happening in my vicinity, I don't need to know shit about it, because in reality, if, like you said, like we're talking about the indigenous people, you think they knew what the fuck was going on with wars around the world? You think somebody called them and say, man, look, it's a nigga coming on some boats, got a couple of niggas navigating the Nina, the Pinta, the Nina, the Pina, the Santa Maria, you know, hey, you see them hoes, man, you look, they gonna pull up, you know what I'm saying? You know, they get the drop on them niggas. Ain't nobody telling motherfucking shit, man. What was it, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria? Something like that, I don't remember. You know, 1492. You know what I'm saying? They seen them niggas pull up. It wasn't none of that shit happen. The Pina was a pineapple. But, you know, the thing about it is they didn't know that shit. And, yeah, maybe they were oblivious. Maybe they got the drop pulled on them. But we still live in an age of information. So the information you need to know, you can get. You know, if I'm going to a certain vicinity, if I need to know some shit about something, okay, cool, I can find it out. But I don't need to know about everything in the world, and that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, the problem is we're worried about everything that everybody else got going on, and don't even know about ourselves. You know, we're not even familiar with what we got going on in our own life, because we know more about everybody and what they mama doing. We know everybody, you know, again, whoever, I don't even know. I can't even think of nobody right now. The La Quesadilla, the Enchilito. But again, man, so all that shit right there is, like I say, you know, you gotta start tuning shit out. And if the shit don't fucking apply, let it fly, man. And I promise you're gonna minimize the bullshit you deal with, and you will be better and less stressed out for it. And you can focus your energy on more important things. Being taught how to act and think again, that kind of ties in with that. The paid patriotism, you know what I'm saying? Oh, that's awful. That's super funny. That's really funny. I had a dog named Chilo, and I think occasionally I would kind of throw that on there with him. But you know, the thing about that is, it was the paid patriotism thing. And even if they don't do it anymore, now they realize the segment of the fan base that attracts, so they're going to keep it going, even if they're not even you know, getting paid for that shit anymore, because they know that it's a polarizing issue. And so the United States, they won on that. So even if they don't pay anymore, they won, because now they have to continue to keep doing that shit, because if not, then just make it work. You know, so again, it is what it is. Because if they stop that shit, then, you know, everybody, well, I'm not watching this shit anymore because I tuned into this football game to see a goddamn flag. That's what I'm here for. God damn it. You know, okay, that's cool. You know, whatever floats your boat. I came here to watch the motherfuckers play football and hopefully play some fucking defense. The Kissinger quote thing, I'm gonna look that up, because I kind of want to know more about that, but about people being pawns and not seeing, you know, the upper class, upper society, and their children being on the front lines. Because you do see, oh, well, my son, he's in the military, he's in this, but yet they go over there and they start off as fucking, you know, generals and lieutenants, or they go to, goddamn. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Fucking, I can't even think of the name of any other time I'd have it straight out. I would think about it. West Point, or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They go to West Point, or they'd go to any of these other places, and, you know, then they're not going into the Army as what is it? I don't know what the level is, E5 or E3s or whatever they call them. And they start off at the bottom and got to climb their way to the top. You know what I'm saying? You know, there's that. What's the shit all the kids are saying? Weird flex, but okay. You know, and then you know, sacrificing the lower class. But I do agree that there is a bit of a sacrifice to the lower class. I'm not saying necessarily a sacrifice, because when they were drafted, that's different. But, you know, if you're willingly going to sign up, and again, it's not the same now as it was back then, because there's so much technology to keep a lot of, I guess what you say, boots off the ground, or however you call it. But there's still a lot of motherfucking work that people got to put in. So, But, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And, you know, a lot of people find their way from going in the military, and they find better lives. They find a way to use that system to benefit themselves and have opportunities that they would have never had they not enlisted. And so I think it's about having a strategy. But then you have some people who go in there, they get caught up, and, you know, it becomes a why does the Army wear fresh Nike? Shit, I've seen a bunch of Army people wearing Nike boots. Like, when all that shit was going on, I seen a bunch of Army people posting pictures. Like, I didn't even realize they were like really Nike boots. But they motherfuckers be out there where they have Nike boots. I was like, what the fuck? Them hoes kind of fly. I'm like, you know, I ain't no Army nigga, but, you know, gonna give me some of these Nike boots. Give me some MAGA hoes. It's going down. Hold up, bit. So, you know. I'm talking shit. But, Jay Bird, how's it going, man? I hope all is well. So here's the deal, man. Here's the dilly dally. I guess we can we can get ready to wind it down, and we'll get some action. We'll get a little bit of mixer action. I don't know how much I'm gonna guarantee y'all, because I gotta get at least about 4 hours of sleep. Jump up 5, knock that out. What I got tomorrow? Okay, yeah. So military hoes need to wear Uggs, and Uggs. Man, them damn bopper boots. It's bopper boot season. That's what that is. I always wait till they get about 69 degrees so they can put them fucking boots on. Shit don't even be fucking, shit don't even be that cold. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers be in them bopper boots, goddamn, ready to fucking, and fucking on thought patrol. What is it? The bopper boots and the fucking lattes. You know what I'm talking about? As they say, that's the basic bitch combo. I don't know. And that's funny because, you know, I was thinking about when Ernest said, you know, people need to be told what to do, what to think, you know, especially to be such a free country, and people to say, I'm independent, I'm all this and that, the third. Why do people, everybody fucking copy each other? Everybody dresses alike. Everybody looks alike. You know, every now and then you'll see an individual, somebody who just kind of does their own thing. But for the most part, people do not have their own style, and they imitate other people. You know what I'm saying? And they copy other people and their style and what they do. So the shorts and yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just got on shorts and some bopper boots like it's going down. But that's what I don't get, you know, for all the independence and all the free thing, everybody dresses like everybody does what everybody else does. Like, you know, I'm not really with that shit. Like, I'm just looking, like, this hat is like the first hat I've worn in a long, long time, probably years. And I like it because it says Honcho on it. And I have a big head, so it's good for big head advertising. But you gotta wear flying no haze. I will disagree with you on that one, but hey, you know, it is what it is. In German status, I'm not even going to get to that 69 degrees. But, so here's the deal. Like I said, we're going to slide into the mixer. If you don't know where the mixer is, you know, the mixer, where we play a little bit of gaming and talk a little crazy. I ain't got no fashion shit. I am not stylish at all. You know, I rock fucking, apparently, you say if I tell you to pick from one or two shirts, you think to make a decision on what shirt to wear when there are 100 more shirts. Yeah, that is what it is, and that's the thing. It's like, but I'm basic like a motherfucker, so I don't really be trying to get too far fetched. I'm working on, you know, expanding the tire, but I don't like to get too crazy, man. And so I know I be looking regular than a motherfucker, but at the same time, I ain't just trying to be all out there. I like letting my nuts breathe, you know. Air circulation and all that good stuff is cool. Shit, it's almost midnight now. It's like a minute from midnight, so I'm probably get on here in a few minutes, about like 5-10 minutes. I say, what's the motherfucking deal, London? Might be able to make that happen. But yeah, like I say, I done got to the point. I ain't too much. Like I say, I prefer to give me some little polo kicks. Some shorts that are a decent length so I don't look like fucking Carlton. That's the bad thing about being tall. Like, you fucking finding longer shorts is difficult because then you gotta fucking everything be all above the knee. You know, gotta make sure your knees ain't ashy. Extra coat of lotion and shit. You know, gotta make sure you covered from the knee to the ankle. Make sure you ain't ashy. But here's the deal. Like I said, if I slide to the mixer, it'll probably give me about 5 minutes or so. I'll be on there talking shit for a little while. Oh no, it won't happen. Won't happen. Yeah, give me some of them hoes, them fucking little cargos, the fucking long. I got some of them hoes. Not the cotton ones though. Not that fucking shit there. I stopped that in the early 2000s. Yeah, I know what you talking about, the Dre. I don't know what brand it was I got, or I got them hoes off Amazon. That's the only place I can find them bitches. But yeah, I gotta have some length on the fucking shorts, and them hoes still barely cover the knee. Something like that, and some fucking, like I say, that, some polo shoes, maybe a little polo style shirt, or a hayride shirt. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be hating on my hay shirt. Kenneth ain't in here. Is Kenneth here? Kenneth still with us? I don't know. I don't know if Kenneth is with us because, you know, I can't stand that little nigga. You know what? I believe Kenneth probably told his teacher, hey, I got this video. He probably pulled a video up off YouTube and told her the link, and then she showed it to the whole class. I think Kenneth was actually behind the watching of that video. I don't think the teacher forced him to do it. I think he encouraged her to watch that shit. So, but here's the deal. We finna slide up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. Again, like I said, about 5 minutes, I'll be on the mix. I gotta set it up. I ain't hooked it up. It's been a minute. It ain't gonna take too long. But I appreciate y'all. If y'all don't know how to get there, I'll drop the link in there for y'all right after I get a jack move and a bully move. Yeah, that's what I worry about. I worry about old Kenny. Talking about that shit, and then he talking about his passion is forgiving. What kind of shit is that? You got the passion of the Christ, my nigga. What kind of shit is you on? But with that being said, I'm gonna slide up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all. I thank everybody for coming through here. I thank everybody who just been, you know, fucking with it, who been holding it down. And with that being said, I'm talking to produce. Y'all be cool like y'all be cool. Y'all ain't got to go home. Y'all can slide to the mixer. Again, be there in about 5 minutes or so. Well, I don't even know if did the shit show up? It might not have. I don't know. The link might not have went through. But all I gotta do it the manual way probably then. Since the shit, I don't know if the dilly dally is acting right. I think it's yeah, there you go. All right, so I'm gonna slide up out of here. I appreciate y'all. But with that being said, go find something to do, nigga. Get the fuck up out of here, man. Like I gotta slide to the mixer, nigga. I'll fuck with y'all later. I'm out.